There are a few simple things that everyone excitedly awaits for summer to come to do. Go to the beach, eat tons of ice cream, and go camping. The Levins family waited for so long to finally relax under the starry sky that when opportunity presented itself, they knew they couldn't waste a second of it. But what do you do when the plans you've made suddenly go sour? Hit like and subscribe. This is Fierce. Midsummer, July, and the warm Missouri weather enticed the Levins family to take a trip to Sam A. Baker State Park, where they could enjoy some quality time with their children on the secluded camping grounds. The fresh waters of the St. Francis River and Big Creek and the picturesque trails, they thought Sam A. Baker State Park was the perfect destination for their camping trip. Timothy Levins probably thought this was a good opportunity to teach his children the basics of hiking, canoeing, or fishing, while enjoying some well-deserved time off from his job. However, Sam A. Baker State Park became the site of a terrible incident that Tuesday evening, July 8th, when a seemingly ordinary family camping trip turned fatal for Timothy Levins. There were two options for the Levins family to enjoy the campgrounds of the state park. They could set up some tents, or they could rent a cabin. Despite his adventurous personality, Timothy Levins thought it would probably be a better idea to choose the cabin, as his three children were still a bit young. The father chose safety over anything else, his every action indicating that he had his family's well-being in mind the whole time. The trip to the camping grounds went smoothly. Timothy and his family enjoyed the day as they arrived at the cabin, spending time outside and discovering what the state park scenery had to offer. The possibilities to encounter dozens of creatures on a single walk were huge. But what Timothy didn't necessarily think he would encounter was a copperhead snake. Copperhead snakes are a species native to North America, commonly found throughout the eastern and central United States. Copperheads are venomous pit vipers, belonging to the same family as rattlesnakes and cottonmouths, or water moccasins. While their venom is potent enough to incapacitate prey, it's generally considered mild compared to that of other venomous snake species. Copperhead snakes bite more people in the United States than any other U.S. species of snake. And even though their venom is not very potent, if the victim is allergic to it, death may occur. That is not to say they aren't at all dangerous. If dealt with improperly and even hurt in any way, these snakes will not think twice before striking you. What is crucial when understanding the copperhead snake is correctly identifying it, as misidentification can lead to unnecessary panic or mishandling of the animals. Timothy Levins was surprised to see a copperhead snake approaching the cabin his family was resting in on that Tuesday evening, even though, as summer begins and outdoor activities become more prevalent, he knew he must remain vigilant and prepared at all times. Instead, curiosity pulsing through his veins, he decided to take a closer look, a decision that would soon prove to be fatal. The 52-year-old man came face to face with the snake, his body trembling with excitement. With his heart racing, he leaned forward, ready to grab the snake for his kids to take a closer look. In reality, Levins probably mistook the copperhead snake for a non-venomous one, or simply thought that because this snake's venom is mild, he would end up unharmed, but with a great story in the eyes of his kids. The mere thought that they would probably go back to school to recount this event propelled him to continue his dangerous dance with the snake. He would be his little kid's hero. Things took a dark turn, however, when he picked up the 18-inch long copperhead. Unsuspecting at first, with the speed of a lightning bolt, the snake sank its venomous fangs into Levin's hand 3 times, each bite ensuring the venom made its way through the victim's body. Everything from then on happened so quickly that his family was left in shambles. At approximately 9 p.m., Timothy dropped the snake and rushed inside the cabin, while his kids, especially Liam, 11 years old, asked him tons of questions about the snake. What was the snake like? Why did you drop it so fast? How did it feel to pick it up? Unable to answer their questions, Levins proceeded to thoroughly wash his hand in the kitchen sink, thinking nothing of it. A few moments later, chaos ensued. As the 52-year-old man relaxed on the couch after the ill-fated snake encounter outside of their cabin, he felt something odd, something he hadn't felt before. With panic growing in his eyes, he tells his kids to alert their campsite neighbors, but to remain calm. He just wanted to make sure he was okay. What initially seemed like a minor incident quickly escalated as Levins began experiencing severe symptoms. Not even 2 or 3 minutes passed, and he started shaking uncontrollably, sending chills down his family's spines. A parent's worst nightmare had suddenly come true, being mere seconds from being taken away way too early from your family. A neighbor answered the family's plea for help and rushed to Levin's cabin, only to be met with a gruesome picture. Timothy was convulsing without anyone being able to keep him calm. That was until he suddenly stopped and became unresponsive. With the little first aid training their neighbor had, he started CPR while urging everyone else to immediately call an ambulance. However, as they were in a remote location, the ambulance's mission to save the dad would prove to be incredibly difficult. Heroically, the neighbor managed to perform CPR on the 52-year-old man right until medical help arrived on the scene. The paramedics quickly took him to a nearby hospital in Poplar Bluff. Unfortunately, despite everyone's valiant efforts, Timothy Levins was pronounced dead, succumbing to the effects of the Copperhead snake bite. According to the coroner who performed his autopsy, Timothy's death definitely occurred because of an allergic reaction to the snake's venom. With his untimely death, this marked, at the time, the third fatal incident recorded in Missouri resulting from a copperhead snake bite. The previous ones occurred in the 1960s and in 2012. Most of the time, when people die from a copperhead bite, which is usually what they say, it's usually not from the actual bite. It's because they had a previous medical condition. As Sarah Turner from the Missouri Department of Conservation told KFVS, nearby campers' reactions revealed the sadness of the accident, while his 3 small children and wife remain in a state of shock. Nobody thought a camping trip would turn into their worst nightmare realized in such a horrible way and in such a short time as well. What Timothy Levins wished to achieve with his courageous snake interaction proved to turn not into the beautiful memory he wished to share with his children, but into his last moments alive, although he was surrounded by his family. If there's anything to take away from this sorrowful incident, it's that attempting to handle or simply approach snakes encountered in the wild is a risk one should definitely avoid. Even the most brave ones fall when faced with a slithering predator.